What if I told you that saving money could actually ruin your life? Not wasting money. Not debt. Not bad investments or poor financial decisions. Saving. Being responsible. Doing what every financial expert, every parent, every well-meaning advisor has told you to do since you were young. Too much saving. Too much waiting. Too much delaying. Too much of a good thing turned into a trap. Imagine this. You work your whole life. You wake up early, stay late, take the promotions, carry the responsibility. You skip trips with friends because you're saving. You say later to everything fun because you're being responsible. You tell yourself, I'll enjoy life when I retire. I'll travel when I have more time. I'll do all the things I've always wanted when I don't have to work anymore. And one day, decades later, you finally have money. You have a full bank account, a comfortable retirement fund, a future that looks secure on paper. But you have no time. No energy. No health. No chance to enjoy any of it. Your body is tired. Your spirit is worn down. The adventures you dreamed of are no longer possible. The trips you wanted to take are too exhausting. The experiences you postponed are now behind you forever. That's not success. That's not freedom. That's not the rich life you were promised. That's a trap. A quiet, invisible, well-intentioned trap that millions of people fall into without ever realizing it. And today, I'm going to show you how it happens, why so many people never see it coming, and what you can do differently to actually live your life instead of just saving for it. Let's start with the plan. The financial plan we were all taught. The one that sounds so smart, so responsible, so safe. Go to school. Get a good education. Find a stable job. Work hard every day. Save money every month. Be responsible with your spending. Retire at 65. Then finally, after all those years of waiting, enjoy your life. Sounds safe, right? Sounds like the path to a secure and happy future. It's the plan our parents followed. It's the plan we teach our children. It's the plan that almost everyone believes in. But there's one problem. One giant, glaring, obvious problem that nobody talks about. This plan assumes that your life waits for you. It assumes that your health, your energy, your relationships, your sense of adventure, your physical ability to do the things you dream of, will all still be there when you finally get around to them. But life doesn't wait. It never has. It keeps moving forward, every single day, whether you're living it or postponing it. Your body changes. Your energy levels change. Your priorities change. Your health changes. Your time disappears faster than you can imagine. And most people realize this too late. They wake up at 60 or 65 with a healthy bank account and a body that can no longer do the things they dreamed of. They have money, but they've lost the ability to enjoy it. They saved for a future that never arrived the way they imagined. Every time you save money, you are trading something. Not just dollars and cents. Not just numbers on a screen. You are trading something far more valuable. You are trading time. Energy. Moments. Experiences. Memories. The only resources you cannot earn back, cannot save up, cannot create more of. Let me explain this in the simplest way possible. Imagine you have 100 energy points in your life. That's it. That's all you get. Not 200. Not 300. 100. And you don't know how many you've used until they're gone. When you're young, in your 20s and 30s, you have almost all of them. You can travel the world on a budget. You can sleep in hostels, hike mountains, stay up late, wake up early, explore new cities, take risks, say yes to adventures. Your energy is high. Your body recovers quickly. Your sense of wonder is fresh. When you're in your 40s and 50s, you have fewer, maybe 50 or 60 points left. You can still do amazing things, but it takes more effort. Travel is more tiring. Adventures require more planning. Your body needs more recovery time. When you're in your 60s and beyond, you have even fewer, maybe 20 or 30 points left. You can still enjoy life, but the big adventures, the physical challenges, the spontaneous trips, the things that require energy and health, become harder. Some become impossible. So here's the real question. The question that changes everything once you ask it. Why do people save experiences for the moment when they can enjoy them the least? Why do we postpone the things that matter most of the time when our energy is lowest, our health is most fragile, our ability to truly experience life is most limited? It doesn't make sense. But almost everyone does it. We're trained to delay gratification. We're taught that waiting is virtuous. We're told that the future is more important than today. And we believe it. So we save our money, save our dreams, save our lives for a tomorrow that may never come. Let's talk about something that most financial advisors never mention. Something that doesn't show up on any balance sheet but is worth more than almost anything you can buy. Memories. Imagine two people. Person A takes a trip to a beautiful place when they're 25 years old. They hike through mountains, watch sunsets on the beach, eat amazing food, laugh with friends, feel the wonder of experiencing something new. They spend money on the trip. They don't save it. They invest it in an experience. Person B waits. They take the same exact trip when they're 70 years old. Same destination. Same activities. Same cost adjusted for inflation. On paper, they spent the same amount of money. But here's the difference. Person A remembers that trip for 40, 50, maybe 60 years. Every time they think about it, they smile. Every time they look at photos, they feel the joy again. The memory replays in their mind, giving them happiness over and over and over again. It's not a one-time expense. It's an investment that pays emotional dividends for a lifetime. Person B remembers it for maybe 10 or 15 years. The same experience gave them far less value, not because the trip was worse, but because they had less time left to enjoy the memory. That means the same experience gives 4, 5, even 6 times more value when you do it earlier in your life. The return on investment for experiences is highest when you're young enough to enjoy the memories for decades. This is what I call memory investing. The idea that experiences aren't just expenses. They're investments in your future happiness. They're deposits in a memory bank that you can withdraw from for the rest of your life. Memories don't just happen once. They replay. Again and again and again. Every time you remember, you feel it. Every time you tell the story, you relive it. Every time you look at a photo, you're transported back. That's a return. A return better than any stock market can offer. A return measured in joy, not dollars. Now let's talk about something uncomfortable. Something that might make you pause and think about your own choices. Most people don't choose their lives. They copy them. They follow a script that was written before they were born, by people who never met them, who didn't know their dreams, their passions, their unique desires. Be safe. Don't take risks. Wait your turn. Save your money. Plan for the future. Don't be reckless. Don't do anything you might regret. This script sounds responsible. It sounds like good advice. But think about it for a moment. Who wrote that script? Who decided that waiting is always better than living? Who decided that the future is more important than today? Who decided that safety is more valuable than adventure? And more importantly, does this script actually make you happy? Does following the rules, doing what you're told, postponing your dreams, saving every dollar, waiting for someday, actually lead to a life you're excited to wake up to? Because here's the truth. Safe doesn't mean fulfilled. Responsible doesn't mean happy. Delaying doesn't guarantee enjoyment. The path that everyone follows doesn't lead to a destination that everyone loves. In fact, safe often means boring. Safe often means predictable. Safe often means forgettable. Safe often means looking back on your life and realizing you never really lived it. You just managed it. The autopilot life is easy. You don't have to make hard decisions. You don't have to take risks. You don't have to disappoint anyone. You just follow the script, do what's expected, and wait for a future that may never come. But easy isn't the same as worthwhile. And following the crowd isn't the same as following your heart. Think of your life like a video game. Not because life is a game, but because understanding the levels can help you make better decisions about when to do what. Level 1 is roughly ages 20 to 40. This is your high-energy phase. Your adventure mode. Your risk-taking years. Your body is strong. Your health is good. You can sleep on a plane and wake up ready to explore. You can hike for hours and recover by morning. You can say yes to spontaneity without worrying about how it will affect you. This is the level for big adventures. Backpacking across countries. Climbing mountains. Learning new skills. Taking career risks. Moving to new cities. Starting businesses. Trying things that might fail. Your energy is your greatest asset, and you should use it. Level 2 is roughly ages 40 to 70. This is your comfort phase. Your stability mode. Your building years. You have more resources, more experience, more wisdom. But you have less energy. Your body doesn't recover as quickly. Spontaneous adventures require more planning. This is the level for meaningful experiences that don't require peak physical condition. Cultural trips, time with family, learning new hobbies, deepening relationships, enjoying the fruits of your labor. You can still do amazing things, but you have to be more intentional about it. Level 3 is ages 70 and beyond. This is your limited phase. Your health matters most. Your mobility may be restricted. Your energy is precious. Big adventures may no longer be possible. The things you dreamed of doing in level the first of may now be out of reach. Now here's the mistake that so many people make. They try to play level 1 experiences in level 3. They save the adventures, the risks, the spontaneous joy for the time when they can least enjoy them. They postpone the things that require energy to the time when they have the least energy. You don't climb mountains at 80. You don't backpack across Europe at 75. You don't start a high-risk business at 70. You don't learn to surf when your body is fragile. Some things, many things, have an expiration date. And if you wait too long, you don't just miss the opportunity. You miss the entire category of experience forever. This is where most people lose. This is the trap that catches even the smartest, most disciplined, most well-intentioned people. They say, just one more year. One more bonus. One more promotion. One more year of saving. One more year of waiting. One more year of telling myself that my life will start soon. Just one more year, and then I'll travel. Just one more year, and then I'll spend time with my family. Just one more year, and then I'll start that project. Just one more year, and then I'll finally live. But here's what they don't see. Every extra year costs them something. Something invisible. Something irreplaceable. Every extra year costs them time with their children, who are growing up whether you're paying attention or not. Every extra year costs them moments with their parents, who are aging whether you're ready or not. Every extra year costs them health, which declines whether you've saved enough or not. Every extra year costs them freedom, which slips away while you're waiting for the perfect moment. And eventually, after enough one more years, they trade years they can never get back for money they don't even need. They sacrifice the present for a future that never arrives. They postpone living for a someday that turns into never. The trap is gentle. It doesn't announce itself. It just whispers, wait a little longer. Be a little more responsible. Save a little more money. You'll have time later. And you believe it. Because everyone believes it. Because that's what you were taught. But later isn't guaranteed. Later might not come. Or later might come with a body that can't do what you dreamed of, with relationships that have faded, with opportunities that have passed. Here's an idea that might sound crazy. It might sound irresponsible. It might go against everything you've been taught about money and success and responsibility. But it might also be true. Your goal is not to die rich. Your goal is not to leave behind a bank account full of money you never spent. Your goal is not to be the richest person in the cemetery. Your goal is to use your money while you can still live. While you still have energy. While you still have health. While you still have relationships to share experiences with. Money is just stored life energy. Every dollar you earn represents time, effort, and energy that you traded to get it. It's not just paper or numbers. It's a piece of your life, converted into currency. If you don't use that money for something meaningful, if you don't convert it back into experiences, joy, connection, and adventure, then you wasted that energy. You spent your life earning something you never used. You traded your time for nothing. I'm not saying you should be reckless. I'm not saying you should spend everything and save nothing. I'm saying that the extreme of saving everything, waiting for someday, postponing your life for a future that may not come, is just as dangerous as spending everything and saving nothing. One path leaves you broke with no money. The other leaves you broke with no life. Which is worse? So what's the smarter way? What's the balanced path that allows you to save for the future while actually living in the present? It's simple. Not extreme. Not reckless. Not the autopilot script. Balanced. Save for safety, but spend for life. Set aside enough money to be secure. Build an emergency fund. Invest for retirement. Be responsible. But don't let responsibility become an excuse for postponing everything that matters. And ask yourself a question. A real question. Not the question the script tells you to ask. What experience am I delaying right now? What adventure am I putting off? What trip have I been saying someday to for years? What moment am I waiting for that might never come? And why? Why am I waiting? What am I waiting for? The perfect time? The perfect amount of money? The perfect conditions? Those don't exist. They never have. They never will. Someday is dangerous. Someday keeps moving. It's always just out of reach. It's the dream you keep chasing but never catch. The only way to stop someday from controlling your life is to replace it with a specific date. A real plan. An actual commitment. Now imagine this. Imagine you're older. You're sitting in a comfortable chair, looking back on your life. You open your phone or a photo album, and you scroll through the pictures. And you see trips you actually took, not trips you postponed. You see people you loved, not people you were too busy for. You see moments you lived, not moments you saved for later. You see adventures you said yes to, not adventures you said someday to. You see a life fully lived, not a life carefully managed. That is a rich life. Not a bank account full of unused money. A life full of used moments. So here's your challenge. A real challenge, not a suggestion. What is one thing you've been postponing? One experience, one trip, one adventure, one conversation, one risk, one moment of joy that you've been saving for later. Write it down. Not in your head. On paper. In a note. On your phone. Make it real. And then set a date. Not one day. Not someday. Not when I have more money or when things calm down or when I retire. A real date. A specific month. A specific year. A specific plan. Because the only way to stop postponing your life is to start living it. Today. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Not when you've saved enough. Today. If this video made you think differently about money, about saving, about waiting, about what really matters, subscribe to this channel. Because on this channel, we don't just talk about money. We don't just give you budgeting tips and investment strategies. We talk about how to actually live. How to balance responsibility with joy. How to save for the future without sacrificing the present. How to build a rich life, not just a rich bank account. New videos every week. And before you go, write in the comments the one thing you've been postponing. Name it. Make it real. Set your date. Because your life is happening right now. Not someday. Not later. Now. See you in the next video.